The Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 1991. A man from San Jose, California was about to make history, and one of America's most popular entertainers was there to root on the driver with whom he had formed a unique partnership.
There I was up in that cherry picker with the flag that's going to start the race, and driving in the car that I had helped to sponsor was Willy T Ribbs, the only African American in the race, and I was hoping that my donation would even the playing field.
Willy T Ribbs was not merely the only African American in the Indy 500 field that year. He was the first African American driver to ever qualify and compete in America's biggest racing event. In doing so, he etched his name on the short list of others who had been the first to integrate their sports at the very top level. It could be said, however, that Ribbs was preordained to drive a race car. Willy's father was an officer in the Sports Car Club of America, and when Willy was just 13, he borrowed a Lotus Cortina from the family garage, pointed it up nearby Mount Hamilton Road, and hit the accelerator pedal for a joyride. After graduation from James Lick High School, Ribbs paid his way to England and was an immediate success on the Formula Ford circuit there. He returned to the USA and thrived in the Formula Atlantic and Trans Am series, winning 5 races in 1983 while being named Rookie of the Year. He developed a reputation for being both fast and brash.
You have to be tough, and he was tough physically, which was good, but you really have to be tough mentally to go through not only just the driving on the track, but to dealing with all the ups and downs of the car problems and the sponsorship problems, and you have to just fight.
Ribbs' personality definitely garnered attention. After a Georgia race, he threw a punch at a driver who had cut him off. When he won, Ribbs climbed on the roof of his cars to perform victory dances. Even away from the track, he wasn't afraid to draw attention.
Willy challenged me to a push-up contest in the middle of this restaurant. We were down on the floor trying to crank out 50 or 100 push-ups while everybody was eating.
Ribbs was not sure if all the attention would pay off, but there was no question where he eventually wanted to steer his car. The Indianapolis 500 annually draws more than 350,000 spectators. In the 1980s, the Indy 500 was also the last major American sporting event still to be integrated. Ribbs' 1985 attempt at qualifying there had failed because of bad equipment. In 1991, TV star Bill Cosby decided to join the mission. Ribbs came to Indy with a sparkling new machine. He kept having bad luck as he tried to make the 33-car field. Engine after engine failed. But in the final hour of the final day of qualifying, Ribbs held his car together for 4 fast laps and put himself in the history books as the first African American on the Indy starting grid. 1 week later, Cosby was asked to commemorate the milestone by dropping the green flag to start the race.
And it was exciting out there. And the cars, I had never felt such power in my life listening to the and they were doing their wheels like this, and I was in the cherry picker and I had the flag, and I looked down at them and I saw the car that Willy was driving, and Willy just did like this. And I tell you, I have never felt so humbled and so emotional that these 2 black men are there in this racing professional, and they are sharing with each other a moment.
Ribbs lasted only a few laps that day after yet another engine malfunction, but 2 years later he returned and completed all 500 miles. In 1994, on the Champ Car circuit, he compiled 2 top 10 finishes and then moved to the NASCAR Truck Series and back to Trans Ams. After retiring from the cockpit, he has kept his hand in racing by operating an Indy Lights team and working to increase diversity in his sport. The San Jose Sports Hall of Fame honors him for all of his achievements. But Ribbs will foremost be remembered as a man who broke through a barrier at more than 200 miles per hour and set an example for young drivers of all races and in all races to follow.
Thank you, Willy. Thank you, San Jose.